I'll go dark.
Go dark.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey, hey.
so Red, what happened? What happened last time?
Oh, damn. Well,
Damn,
House
Red,
Alos
you
got a
usurped
new.
me.
I'm sorry. Do you wish me to stand down, my king?
No, no, no. If Grunt requests it specifically.
Feel free to recap, Lance.
No, no, no. Red, give
No.
me a break.
My liege,
Oh,
Come on,
go
Red.
forward.
so
No.
the first things first. We sent agents to the city of House Nix and to the spaceport. House Nix, they're just there to keep up the appearances of us feuding with them. The spaceport is to establish a foothold there for House Aelios' smuggling operations. Which that point, the Malenkov Corporation arranged a meeting with us. Apparently, they are giving us a Bene Gesserit. Very weird that they just have the money, or the influence to do this. House Aelios is a nascent house, far outside their capabilities to normally have something like this. During that time, Brick, made a fool of himself, and Daniel encouraged Brick to keep making a fool of himself after Brick decided to blow off his warnings about what the Ben Gesserit can do. Brick went to go flirt with Fiala and was shown the voice, and he either has Cletus levels of denial,
I would
or
say
he
like your
doesn't.
average individual has no fucking clue what the voice is.
Yeah, but when you're told stop breathing for me,
Yeah, it's like
and you actually can't breathe.
I think like how the way I understand the voice is, if it's something that like if you realize you're being mind controlled, you can actually like stop and like resist. But if it's phrased in such a way that it just like seems plausible, like, hey, I'm gonna challenge you to a fun little game, and you're like, yeah, sure, I can prove myself to you, right? Like that's the rationalization that he had in his head. But just my take on it.
So yes, in fact, Cletus levels of self delusion.
No, Cletus is way stronger than that. What the fuck?
But after that, sent Daniel sent Havelock to Shadow Brick. After it became pretty clear that Daniel had suspicions that Brick gave out sensitive information to Fiala when he came back and was very happy. After that, we were told, another member of the Malakoff Corporation will be coming. We later found out that Peter had apparently decided to was let into the back by a man that looked like Havelock. Likely story. To which Brick decided to toss him up a bit, rough him up a bit. While Peter and Daniel and Zvinko on their way to have a dinner at the construction site, Havelock was found very dead. Daniel instructed Scott that I will still go with this meeting with them. I trust that you can handle this. Daniel had a nice talk with Vinka and Peter. I like to think he's reached a form of understanding with Peter, even if he still doesn't really understand what Peter's game is, what this whole deal is with this little silly man. Brick was cleared of wrongdoing, at least seemingly. It was the circumstantial evidence did not support Brick actually being the one that did it. So, at the end of that, Daniel came back with a gift basket for Brick from Peter. And Fiala was threatened by face dancer ? Seemingly, it seems to be a face dancer because that does not seem like Brick. I don't think Brick has been hiding his intelligence levels that effectively. Bolas told after the conversation, told her, hey, don't tell anyone we had this talk. So, who knows what's going on? I hope Brick's still alive, because I need to kill him later myself.
Yeah, who knows what's going on? Actually, also have my little calendar thing, and but as you kind of like get woken up, Daniel, by a loud banging in your door.
You see, Daniel gets up and puts on it's basically just a simple thing to cover himself up. I just like slides it on, goes to the door. What is it?
There's like a kind of like a heavy thump against it. It's like something like almost kind of like leans into it.
Daniel immediately is going to on the communicator try to send a note to Scott, informing him that your presence is required immediately. My quarters now.
Scott will get up, not even just throw on his shield and run up there.
Whoa, easy. Daniel, why don't you give me an understand roll? Just a difficulty too.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And I'll buy a dice. I'll buy one dice.
Yeah.
2 successes.
As you kind of like pick up the comm and like kind of like tap it to and kind of like start saying the message kind of like in a shush voice, there's like a fizzling sound as you kind of like hear static. You think it's probably broken.
Right. Daniel is going to go back to his bed, and because
You
fun
can
fact,
like
Daniel
at this point you can like hear a voice that says, "I have to bang one more time." Well, don't want to find that one out. And it's a very distorted voice, like it's coming through a long kind of like tube. It's very weird.
Hearing that, Daniel will compose himself, open the door.
As you open the door, you see a kind of like a decapitated body just kind of like flop half into your room as the blood's kind of like spilling on your shoes. And as you kind of like look in the hallway, you see kind of like a silhouette leaning against the opposite wall. Its face completely covered by a mask, and kind of like you can see probably some sort of night vision through its goggles. That's kind of like giving off a glint of light. As he like stands up, he was like leaning against the wall and just kind of like flings something at you. Do you try and like catch it? Do you dodge it? It's rather like
Just sidestep it.
as you kind of like turn your torso and like let it fly. You realize as it couple tumbles onto the floor, this brick's head, as it's now standing somewhere in your in your bedroom, staining the carpet even more. And this man, whatever, starts walking towards you. As you can hear the like sort of a suit sound as different polyester components rub against each other. Kind of mechanical, but says, "Don't you know it's not polite to not open the door when someone knocks?"
Doors are usually opened for welcomed guests. I don't think you look like one, but I don't think that matters much to you.
You invited me here the moment you use my name and reputation for your own deeds. Should I have poisoned you to make an example?
See, Daniel. You see, there's a moment, but it passes. But Daniel merely flicks his head. You've come in to kill me or kill me regardless, but I have a feeling that's not why you're here.
If I wanted you dead, you would be. Just like
Yes?
your little friends.
What's the purpose of this message?
Purpose is for you to tell your masters. Well, tell them that the Red Demon said hello. And the next time you try and push around House Hollow, well, they will lose more than a couple of puppets. He like turns around and walks away.
Yeah. You can see. Yeah, Daniel stands there. You can see he will check if the comms are working now.
No, your comm is like
Yeah.
physically damaged. It's had like some
Physically
of its
damaged.
wires kind of cut as we maybe like pry it open. You're not. I don't know how much of an engineer you are, but it looks like it was physically damaged.
Not his forte. Yeah. You can see. Daniel is going to just go pick up Brick's head and just look at it. No. Kinder than what I would have done to you. As Daniel is going to attempt to find some way to call a servant just to fucking clean this mess up.
Well, you wander a bit through the hallways, and you do spot some of the thugs you have. They all look like they're sleeping. You can hear snoring. Like all of them collapsed in different positions.
Not the type of servants I want to clean up Brick.
No, they don't. You try and like wake them up. They're not responsive.
I wouldn't even try to wake them up. They're not the kind of people I'm looking for.
Well, eventually, as you go to the servant's quarter, you do find a servant that will eventually respond to your shouting, maybe through the hallways. So, yes, my lord. It's kind of like it's dressing up rapidly.
Get some of your fellows. I have something that needs to be cleaned up in front of my quarters.
Right away, sir. And he like goes and wakes a couple of others, and they start like. One of them will actually double back. Says, "What about? Should we do anything with it? Do you need it? We should dispose of it."
Place it on ice.
They'll proceed to go and scrape the carpets and drag the body into your morgue, I guess.
Damn. That actually upsets me. I wanted to kill this guy. How dare this man take this from me?
Daniel will remember this.
And yeah. On that, Daniel is probably going to also request from one of them that he needs a replaced communicator. This is damaged.
You will be provided one immediately.
Yeah. Send a message to Dennis, Fiala, and Scott. They are to meet me immediately where they're putting Brick's body.
So for you, Fiala, this is literally maybe like 30 minutes after you had that conversation. You get woken up by your comlink as you get an urgent message from a meeting.
Ooh, things are getting interesting. She will get herself dressed modestly and start making her way there, I assume.
Yeah. Scott, you as well. I presume you get immediately dressed.
Yeah. Well, if it's this late and it sounds like he's probably just getting just throwing something over himself and grabbing his sword and making his way out the door.
Yeah.
Sword and shield out the door.
It takes them about 10 minutes to get to your office, Daniel, as they more or less arrive at the same time. Dennis probably being
Are we in Daniel's office, or was
yeah, like Dennis being the last one to arrive, as he is a bit slow at his old age compared to you young folk.
Yeah. As
was
Dennis
it Daniel?
arrives in.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Daniel will be silent. He will not speak until you all are there, and it's very clear that there's annoyance. Annoyance that masks an actual a genuine fear. Your character probably be able to pick that up.
It's
sausage.
So yeah, as you all get into Daniel's office, Dennis being the last, closing the door behind. It's 4 a.m. Daniel, what has happened? Before he kind of glances at you and sees that you're shh. He knows you a bit better, so he actually starts taking this seriously.
Brooke is dead, and his assassin sent me the message. Tell our masters that if they push House Holla around again, they'll lose more than puppets. Likely this was also the man that killed Havelock.
This is about the poison, isn't it?
Would imagine so.
I'm not sure how Fiala is reacting. I think Dick is having some background issues.
Gotcha. Fiona has a somewhat raised eyebrow. She does want to ask, but she's waiting. If Scott doesn't speak up, it's like poison. You've come into someone's bad side, sir, because of poison.
You can see Daniel with a hand. He'll just kind of say, "We were elevated because we arranged the death of somebody." And we may have implied that the House of Poisoners were the actual culprits.
I
assume a much more powerful and much more scary house based on...
I will say this, Fiala, because this was a rather public thing. And you probably did at least some basic research on the planet. And this was one of the major events that happened at the beginning of the year. One of the minor nobles were assassinated with a very much classic signature assassination done usually by House Hala. Not only was he killed with one of their famous poisons, but there was also a lot of incriminating evidence, a cipher that they would have used, and some messages that were pretty much all of these together compiled into some pretty rock solid evidence. Which is normal because House Hala this is what they do. So it's probably not a personal thing, but getting incriminated is not something you particularly would enjoy. Especially when done this well.
I think Fiala would have some... I assume that House Hala's reputation precedes them, so I think she would have raised a little bit of a surprise at that. And a little bit also impressed. It's you've caught the ire of someone quite dangerous then, in fact, my lord.
It's good to see that
you're alive.
It's nothing new for us.
If you wanted me dead, I'd be dead. My communicator was physically damaged before I woke up. He was already in my room before he decided to make Brick the message.
Is there a particular reason why poor old Brick was considered the target worth killing?
Victim of opportunity.
Talk of opportunity, and after Havelock, he was the most physically imposing, and as well, it's through him that we control the criminal element of the city. We'll have to find a replacement for him before people start questioning his absence.
Dennis was like, "Well, I was already looking into replacements. Be too difficult."
Yes, find one a bit more
Malleable.
docile is the wrong word. I would say domesticated. It's the word I would prefer.
I have just the man in mind. I will
Good.
bring them to you in a few days.
Yeah. Daniel nods at that. Now then, this message has been received. I was not planning any further slights against House Holland, regardless. And now that we've lost Havelock, well, any connections we've had to the Masters is gone. I doubt they'll see it that way, though.
I want to say this to you, Daniel. You know that they, even if they don't want to send you another one, they will definitely would be interested in getting the bodies back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like at this point, Daniel is of the opinion that we'll send the body back. But yeah,
My lord, if I may speak.
Speak, boy.
I feel like this has shown a glaring weakness in our security. Not only can we should work towards having better troops. I think we should extend a hand to Lady Nyx and ask for help with counterinsurgency. We can guise it as them sending spies if anybody finds out. I can send a message to the daughter specifically and Lord Damocles. I have a good relationship with them both. And if they both support it, it would be easier for Lady Nyx to support the idea.
They've already made the offer. And at this point, yes, I think it's time to accept that aid.
I will begin on that part immediately. Do you want me to send a message or prepare a message for the Talaxu?
We'll prepare a message with the Talaxu, inform them that their agent has proven incapable again. He is dead once again.
Don't have a connection directly to the Talaxu, but you know Charybdis does. So
that's the kind of thing. It's like we're gonna go through Charybdis, yeah.
I was gonna also say, do you want me to send a message to Charybdis? Are we still going along with that plan?
No, we have ties. We have more firm ties to the other two houses. Be good for our patron, for us to have better relations with our patrons. Send the message to them.
With recent events and not knowing if the face dancers are going to stick around, do you still want me to head towards the spaceport?
I doubt. We will go to the spaceport and we will oversee the business there. But, admittedly, the skill this man has shown, if he wants to stick around, I'm not sure there's much we can do about it at the moment.
You're going to see a look on Scott's face when he doesn't like, it's like a quick, brief look of anger because he does not like being outplayed before going back to composure.
Yes. We cannot do anything about this man immediately. Whether we do anything about the man at all after this still means to be seen. This was a message. It's clear that from the message he wants us to send to the Laxu, that he views us merely as pawns. His grudge is against someone higher up. We should not We should not move ourselves into a personal grudge over the death of a face dancer we didn't trust and the death of a man we were planning to purge anyways.
Agreed. So what should I make the priority? In what order?
Contact House Cryptus. We will speak with them, and we will mention that we need a pickup for Havelock. Then we inform House Nix. We will need that we will have use of some of their men. And then we still have the shipments to it, the latest shipments to attend to. It's coming to the spaceport.
All right. I will get stuff sent out and given to you to notarize before sending it out.
Yes.
Is there anything else you need from me? Otherwise, I have a lot of messages to do before morning.
No. Go to your work.
Yes, my lord. He'll salute and then leave.
I assume you have no further need of me as well, my lord. I shall be on my way.
No. You will assist Dennis and Scott as they see fit.
Of course. If we ever need of either our local spy master and our young heir have of me, I will do my best to accommodate.
Daniel nods.
As
You will
everyone
bow and leave.
Everyone, yeah, takes their leave. Daniel, do you go back to sleep? What?
No, Daniel does not go back to sleep for the entire night. Daniel is up. He is on the balcony.
Listen, it's like only a couple of hours until sunrise. It's like 2 hours. But I guess then Scott, you also spend the several hours until dawn to just start writing the messages.
Yep, but Scott's gonna do something else because he's gonna do that, but he's also gonna, if he has it, he's gonna look through his library and he's gonna see if he has any of those old training manuals he had growing up. He's gonna like write a little message in it and have it sent to what's her name, just for flavor.
Oh,
but just basically say, hey, I could really use some advice. This like something happened with an insurgent. Do you have any advice? Basically, just trying to keep up a rapport with her.
Yeah.
And then leave that out, but give the rest of the messages to Daniel to look over before sending them out. Probably just leaving them on his desk or wherever he usually has me do, unless it's in person.
So it's gonna take a while to write all of these things.
Yep.
Making a note about that. So yeah. Fiona, are you gonna go to sleep? Do you even care about this?
Honestly, she doesn't. Unless she's being tasked with a job, she's gonna snuggle right back up and get her sleep.
This is the actual Chad attitude. Just go back to sleep. Now, Daniel, as you spend like a couple of hours just kind of like on your balcony, just kind of like breathing in the air, eventually kind of like see the light start to shine, and as seemingly the entire city springs into action as you start hearing construction sites from the Malenkov site from quite a lot of distance, and you can see the rail in the distance as transports are coming in and out. Get a notification. Someone's calling you on your comlink as Dennis is trying to reach out to you.
Yeah, we'll answer it.
Daniel? I was really tired last night and I may have not understood. Ooh, which one of our people got killed?
It was Brick's head that was sent through my door.
Then you might want to come outside and see. I think we have a visitor. Get dressed.
Yeah. Daniel dresses, gets ready, goes out.
As you kind of like walk, you kind of like hear laughter, loud booming laughter as you recognize Peter's voice. As kind of walk, and there seems to be like you see like a plate with like cups of coffee. Some heat is still going off of them as they're probably very freshly made. You see like a little gift basket made on top. You see their Brick chatting with Peter, and there's like two other guards probably around, and there's like Dennis off like in a corner, just kind of like watching them. And Peter's like, see, Brick, I knew we would get along. It's just, we got off of the wrong foot, or by that I mean you beat the shit out of me. But now
I'm gonna
we...
lean in and whisper to Dennis. I told the servants to put that body on ice. Go and check on it.
I did. It's still there.
I'll get it checked.
And go look at it personally.
When Daniel says he'll have it checked, I mean he means like I'll find somebody who can like run a diagnosis on it to see what is going on here.
Yeah. Dennis says, unless you know, highly trained medical professional, I already called our house doctor. He ran some tests. Nothing weird about it.
I may be able to talk to some people.
He nods. As you kind of like stand off to the side, Peter like looks at you and kind of like waves you over. My lord Daniel, please come join us for coffee.
You see, yeah, Daniel will play it off as if he was just getting like a report from Dennis, like dismissing him.
Yeah, Peter stands up, pulls in the third chair at the table. Come, sit, my lord. I do apologize for dropping by unannounced, but I decided I should, you know, I don't like conflicts, and I thought I should discuss and solve my issues with your head of security personally. You know, I like my hands-on approach, so I hope I didn't offend or bother because I show up here. I did walk in the front door this time. I learned. See, I learned.
That is better, yes. Brick does appreciate the more direct approach.
Like Brick just nods and says, I also appreciate the whiskey, my lord. You see the gift basket is like actually just whiskey.
Yes, he was trying to give you wine before I told him what you liked.
He just nods in appreciation. Peter says, I'm glad we could have solved things out. My lord, I think I will be leaving today. It's been a wonderful time getting to know you and getting to see that the construction site is going so well. If there's any need, if you have anything to say to me, you may do it now. Otherwise, I'm sure Zivka can translate the messages to me.
See, Daniel will kind of shift in the seat a bit. Well, appreciated your company here, Peter. Welcome anytime. And I fortunately, business preoccupies me with many matters these days. But you mentioned the shuttle port. That's something I've had my thoughts on too. And again, too many matters call my attention at the moment. But that is something I would like to have a perhaps deeper discussion on when time permits.
Of course. I think that's a wonderful idea, although I do have to check with the other members of the board, as we all already approved quite a lot of budget for the city. Just kind of like chuckles and says, "You know how it is. We all have our own masters to answer to." He, like, stands up. But I will try to make a best case for you. I like you, Daniel, and I think you may be one of the few people that likes me back. Although I'm not sure if you're just a very good liar. But in any case, it's been a pleasure, and he'll like extend his hand for a handshake.
You can see Daniel will shake the hand. It's called I don't let first impressions color my views of people. Interesting people. Those are the ones I like to keep around in my orbit to talk to. It's only the boring ones that I find no interest in.
I think we are on the same page on that part. She'll just kind of like smile.
Yeah, Daniel will smile as well, while internally, gears are turning. That was an interesting comment to make.
As he'll bow politely and take his leave.
Yes, and yeah. That, you can see, Daniel will also get up. He'll turn to Brick.
Yes, boss?
And just kind of like making a gesture at him. Try to drink that off the clock.
Of course.
In fact, yeah, Daniel will walk away. It's a lot to think about right now.
It is indeed, as you make your way back to your office. Dennis will give you a message that he has separated the people that cleaned up second Brick's body as to not alert everyone.
What to do with them? What to do with them? You know, he'll just tell Dennis. Make sure they tell them that, for their discretion, they will be receiving bonuses, and at the same time, show them the photos of Brick's men who decided to speak when they shouldn't have, just so they know that there is a reward for loyalty and there's a punishment for disloyalty.
Of course, my lord.
And yeah, Daniel actually needs to take a bit. This is the most worked up Daniel has been getting in a while. Daniel is actually severely off kilter right now.
Yeah, well, you can have some time, Scott. You finish those letters by noon. Not sure if you wanna report to Daniel before you send them. You just send them.
Nope. There's only one that I'm sending without Daniel's knowledge.
I know.
The rest, the rest I'm going to give to Daniel personally.
So you, I guess
If he's
you. Yeah, I was gonna say you're in your office, Daniel, right?
Yes.
So as Scott, you bring the letters all nicely formed and typed. You knock at the door and you walk in. See a very shaken up Daniel. I don't think you've ever seen him this shaken up.
Scott looks around the room, make sure there's like nothing like he's being like threatened or anything. Everything all right, my lord?
Close the door, boy.
He shuts the door cautiously.
Burke is still a walking man, despite his corpse being in my cellar.
Another individual probably just keep an eye on us or get rid of us if need be.
Possibly. We'll have Well, let's see if we can't talk to some people to do a deeper examination of the body. Peter said that we all have our own masters. Said that in response to me broaching the subject of investments, more investments. Normally, it's a turn of phrase I wouldn't pay much mind to. The word masters, masters. It's the word that man used in his warning. That man knows. That man has much more going on behind that idiotic smile he keeps on his face.
It's clear the Melenkov Corporation is up to something. I don't know. Maybe try to run the planet through buying out land and properties throughout the cities. Maybe he also has informants doing the same thing we would usually do. Everybody's in some. Maybe people are indebted to him money wise, and this is the way they can return the payment.
Is he trying to tip me off, or is he mocking me? Can't
Could be
get a read
both.
on the man.
Next time he's in town, have me talk to him. No offense, Daniel. Your skills in negotiation and talk are legendary in circles, but I have a better read on people. That's why you like having me in meetings.
I'll say this: he's still around. If you want, like, you can catch him before he's not like just left immediately. He will be leaving today, though.
He did seem quite disappointed that you couldn't go to the dinner. I'm sure he would not be opposed to meeting with you.
All right. Do you care if I bring our Benny Jesuit friend to get a second opinion?
Ben and Jesuit was bought and paid for by the Melenkov Corporation. She isn't going to sell them out.
Fair enough. I just thought it would be less suspicious.
Bring her if you wish, but don't expect any help from her in this matter.
Fair enough.
We all have masters. Some of us won't betray them.
Scott looks like he's going to say something, but he bites his tongue and then nods.
Yeah. This is genuinely the most, out of it you've seen Daniel, probably in your entire life, I'm going to be honest.
As he says that, he says, Daniel, we serve no masters.
We don't.
That's Scott's way of trying to reconnect, bring him back down to reality.
Yeah, as a breath. All right. We don't. Regardless what others think. I'm not sure what this... There's no message to pass along to masters because we don't have any. Not that anyone would... Not that blacks would listen. As there's a moment, again, another breath. I'm not going to sit in my castle afraid. I'm going to go about our business, and we will keep at our success.
Let them underestimate us. We'll see who's laughing in the end. Let them think they beat us. That's the plan, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Scott will walk up and hand the letters to him. Have Dennis send them to whoever he sends them to. I'll take care of the rest, all right?
See, Daniel nods and immediately centers himself back on work.
God notices it, nods, and makes his way towards the door to catch Peter. Or he'll contact our newest best friend on the way out the door.
You call Fiala on the comm link.
Viola?
Yes. Yes, my lord. Is everything all right? Another body to be found?
Sadly, no. But we're gonna go apologize for our security's rude behavior to Peter, and I would like to catch him before he leaves. And I would like a pretty lady like yourself to accompany me, since his money did bring you in. I'm pretty sure he would like to see that you arrived all right and see how we are treating you.
Oh, that would be lovely. And flattery we get you everywhere, my lord. A chance to see my, I guess, my employer, my master, whatever word works best. We'll be happy to do so.
Awesome. All right, meet me in the front in 10 minutes.
Could I wear something more risque, sir?
As you wish.
Very well. I'll just wear my regular clothes then. She just turns off the comm, essentially.
All right. Scat will make his way to the front.
Yeah. You manage to dress quickly. Something more provocative than, and eventually, as you're counting the minutes, Scott, eventually she does appear just on time. And yeah, no, it is definitely more revealing, but I'm not sure how familiar you are, but you've heard of these sort of tactics before.
Mm-hmm. Scale of 1 to 10, Red. How revealing is this? 1 being none, 10 being anything else.
I like how none of us can
I say
properly
a-
describe. It's funny.
Look, I assume most of the time Fiala wears very nice clothing, but most of it hides what her body shape is. Very nice, lovely layers to distract and to make an illusion of what her shape looks like. So this is a little bit less of that, more of a one layer type of thing.
This is a 10, Red. This is a 10. There's your visual reference. I'll be right back. I need to clean some shit.
Oh no, the dogs.
All right, Red. Well, so what are we thinking? Yeah. It's like that with literally anything else?
Jesus Christ. I don't think she would do that. We're not trying to be in the face.
No,
you know what?
Red, look up a dress while we're waiting and grunt.
I am. Apparently, I am. I'm going to be looking up a dress. Jesus Christ.
I just wanted your search
How do you guys feel
history,
about your visit last night? Search history? Yeah.
Either way, whatever it is, Scott's just gonna be like, "Hey, thanks for making it," and then he's gonna look. His face is gonna go red, and he's just gonna look down. Thanks for making it on time, because he is 18, so he's gonna be like, "Thank you for making it on time and accompanying me."
Don't worry, my lord. I am tasked here to help you with the best of my abilities, and I will do so.
What are your thoughts on the infiltrator?
If it is, as Lord Daniel has said, House Hala, they're a powerful and dangerous group. It seems they also have their own pride as well. Someone you wouldn't want to be on the bad side of. So, like Lord Daniel had said, it's probably mostly a message sent. So, interesting case that they killed our lovely brick.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. I would just like to say, don't let this. I hope this hasn't put you off from working with us.
No, my lord. There are much more messier things this could go out to release, and I am employed here to ensure your best interests are aligned with Molotov.
Scott.
Oh, sorry, Scott.
My lord's too formal.
Mm-hmm.
My lord's is too formal for really my liking. I don't really like it when our inner circle goes by, my lord. It's a little too. I would like to hear what I want to hear, and I don't want any reason to think that I'm not getting anything but an honest opinion.
Very well. God, I shall follow your example, follow your lead.
I'm back. So from 1 to 10, 10 being that, how?
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy.
Like a
It's
5?
nothing too crazy. I don't think it's
Oh my
a
god, Red.
5, 6.
I'm gonna wear some
What?
revealing clothes. What's like the most
Well,
mild dress? It's like it's shoulders, Red. That's, I'm sorry, but that's okay.
okay, fine, fine. Jesus
Weak.
Christ, can't we have anything? I have nothing here.
You can. It's just like, don't call it the revealing because you have your shoulders exposed.
Yeah, is that better? Can't have anything
Yeah.
fine.
No,
Sure.
see
I,
that I can understand that one now. Okay.
yeah. No. All you missed is Scott blushing and then asking on her opinion of the and on the infiltrator. That's all you missed. All right. Well,
yeah.
are you ready to go?
Of course, my lord. I'll follow right behind you.
I didn't really ask, but is there anything I should you would prefer being called?
Whatever you wish, it's fine with me. Fiala, I guess, if that's easier. I have no
Well,
titles, nor rank, so.
fair enough. If that is what you wish, then sure. Guy just gives out like that long sigh and then makes his way towards where he's gonna ask, does he know where Peter is? Is Peter still on the combat, or does he just know in town where he's staying?
He is in town. He's probably went back to wherever Malenkov is housing their members. So probably somewhere close to the construction site.
And that is where he's heading.
Yeah, both of you go there, and well, as you make your way, you can see people are readying a vehicle with some bags. Presumably this is his. As you approach one of their kind of like security, looks at you and says, can I help you, my lord?"
I'm Lord Scott Ilios. I'm here to meet with Peter.
"I will let him know right away," and he'll just kind of like bow. And a couple of like 5 minutes later, Peter walks on, says, Lord Elias, and you must be the lovely. I'm not
I
sure.
am Fiala. I am Fiala Pax, my lord.
Wonderful to
Hired
meet you.
recently by the. Wonderful to meet you as well.
I came because of business and problems back at the house. I was not able to meet with you, and I would like to meet with you before we leave if you're not in a rush.
I suppose I can spare a few minutes. Is everything all right, my lord Scott?
Yes, everything is all right. I would just wanted to meet and greet with you. I feel bad about how security treated you, and I was hoping to. I hope my first fix my first impression.
Oh, I thought I already solved this with Brick, but please, you know what would make this better? Some cake.
Drinks.
Follow me. Oh my
Cake
goodness.
is.
He'll lead you back into this building that they've erected. It's not nothing fancy, but it is functional. As he leads you kind of like to a dining hall, as he'll take from a fridge some chocolate cake and will kind of like put it on the table and just kind of cut himself a slice and cuts you on and says, "My lady, do you partake?"
Yes, my lord. I would. Not often I get a chance to have something so delicious, so I cannot say no.
Well, I mean, it is. I made it myself. It is rather average, I would say, but I'm getting better.
I'm going to read his body language. Does he seem to be like hiding anything, or does he seem off from the man I met the other day?
You can give me
Anything that just seems out of.
understand or discipline.
Give me a second. Hello?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. It was just really
Yeah.
silent. I thought.
I was rolling for him. Yeah, no. I mean, he seems the his usual self. Though you kind of like take a taste of the cake. It is I mean, it's cake, I guess. It's below average.
All right. Eat it. So, tell me, you've traveled. Have you traveled to other cities on the planet? Are you from off planet? What's your thoughts?
I appreciate this line of questioning. Usually people don't ask about my life, but I thought you came to see me with problems. That's like takes a good bite of the cake and it's like, oh, this is disgusting. Pushes it to the side. How can you eat that?
What
Don't force yourself on my behalf. Just I didn't like
what
takes the
what
cake
pro-
and stands up and goes to like throw it away.
what problems do you think I have, my lord?
He looks back. I said, didn't you come to me with something you wish to discuss? I am lost, my lord.
Can I also understand just to try
You
to figure
literally
out
went to him and you're like, I want to discuss some of the problems you had with my security. And then
Oh
you
no!
proceeded to ask about his life story.
Oh
He
the
is
sorry.
confused.
Oh sorry. I meant I'm here to make up to talk about and say sorry about what happened with my security and the problems you had. The more violent ones, that is, and
No.
the treatment afterwards.
No. See, that's the thing. We need people like your good Captain Brick. Violent people with no sense of morality, tact, and just dumb blind obedience. We need those people. Listen, a house is built with bricks. You might not see them. You probably don't even want to see them. You're gonna paint right over them, but they're there, and you need them. Otherwise, the more delicate things, the more beautiful things, the more important, sophisticated things, they won't have anything to stand on.
And
What's
Scott,
what's an electrical what's an electrical circuit without a foundation to stand on?
no,
Very
Scott
apt
completely
description.
Scott knows why he likes Daniel. um, well, my lord, or my good sir, sorry. Uh, I'm assuming you've been other places. What is your thoughts on the planet so far?
Beautiful place. I love it. I love its sights. I love its people. I love pretty much almost everything about it.
Pretty much. That means that there's stuff that you don't seem to love about it.
Well, I guess not everyone's perfect, but I'm sure with time oh, we'll turn it into something truly great.
What is your vision for the future?
I envision a future where all of us are honest, trustworthy, and we just stop backstabbing each other's and just enjoy life.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight check that.
Sure.
I would like to do so as well.
Sure.
That's a power. I'm willing to buy 3 threats to get 4 dice.
Okay.
I'll buy. Is that if I buy one thread as well?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Because Scott actually, now I think. Yeah. Nope.
Wow.
Uh,
You
Wow.
wanna
Look,
get to that
look.
to avoid that complication?
yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it, Grant.
Red, why are you buying threat? Jeez.
I know, man. I'm a monster. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god. Saboteur.
I need XP. I'm more threat.
God, is that you? All right.
Give me 1 second.
He beats my 4.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
You did just buy like bajillion threat. I can just use them to dice, which I am gonna do. I just want to check
see
some
he's gonna-
things.
He's gonna beat me. He's gonna do it. It's red. He's gonna do it. I'm feeling it in my bones. I'm having.
This man is full of mysteries. I don't know what to tell
I'll
you.
be a bitch. I'll
Don't do it. Let me understand, Peter. Come on. Come on.
Nope.
I just want the win. Just give me the W.
Listen, at least I did spend 3 threat on this, so everybody gets an XP.
Awesome.
But yeah, and he'll continue and says, that's like in the. Are you meaning like in the next year, or are we like talking like for life? Because, and then you just realize he's probably making fun of you right now. So it was a joke. As he like looks at you and says, "Do you just look at someone and just take them seriously everything they say? Learn to smile, my lord. Life is not all about being serious and concentrating. You squint too much. Did you never your parents never tell you if you like squint too much you'll be stuck like that?"
My parents died at a very young age, my good sir.
Ah, well, I never knew mine, but I imagine if I did, they would have told me something along those lines.
Fair enough. No, I have to look a lot longer term. Being younger and eventually going to run the city, I like to know my partners and what their intention is and how I can best help with their goals and how that helps with my future goals.
I feel like this is an interrogation. You bring my own Bene Gesserit to spy on me. I do appreciate the boldness. I will say this is an interesting strategy you're employing. When I met your uncle, and well, I had certain expectations of you. I won't say you failed to meet them. It's just I felt I show up for a game of chess, and you're playing football. That's wild.
Yeah, that usually happens. I'm sorry, I'm not as. I like to be direct with my partners.
It's wonderful. It's diversity is a good thing in one's life. Keeps us refreshed, on our toes, and keeps our minds occupied. But no,
I get the.
Hmm.
Do I get the feeling this guy's just insulting me?
no, not at all.
No. Okay.
Just seems weird. Not really sure what you're gonna get for him.
But-
Says, you don't have to worry about me, my lord. I'm not as they say, big fan of cloak and dagger tactics. I usually don't have to do anything. See, people like you, they're very good in the political scene. They backstab each other, they break deals, they negotiate, they lead people, they inspire, they conspire, they have this entire song and dance. Don't you get bored of it sometimes? I do. So I just like I plant myself in the middle of the dance floor. Everybody's dancing around me, trying to figure out my angle, and there I'm just standing, eating cake. As it like looks in the garbage. Hopefully, better one next time. I'll get better at it eventually.
You know what's funny?
Hmm?
I asked you a very specific question, and you used a lot of words to not tell me what your future plans are.
I believe I told you.
What I get
Future
that
prosperity
No, I
and
get
fun.
that. Yeah, but I mean, are like what other cities are you working with?
All of them.
But Scott is like actually taken aback by that because like the amount of money that would take is like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I know that is really not my place to ask, and this feels like the pot calling the kettle black. But how are you able to afford all this? It seems like the emperor himself would even struggle with it.
He kind of like chuckles. Have you ever been to the royal palace?
No, it's on my bucket list to be honest. I
I'll
hope
say
to get there.
this. I've never been there, but I talked to a smuggler once that became insanely wealthy. He managed to steal a cutlery set from the royal palace. Probably buy your city twice over. You, Scott, your uncle, most of the people here are playing the minor leagues, where building up a city is impressive, and it is, in my opinion. I think it's very impressive. But when you deal like I do with major houses and, God forbid, great houses, and well, I've never dealt with the Emperor, and I count my blessings on that one. Money just stops being tangible thing. People stop caring about money at that point. It's all about influence and leverages and blackmail this and blackmail that, and on it goes. The wheel keeps spinning, and I just keep looking. It's dreadfully boring, I assure you.
I don't know. If I had power, I would try to help the most people I can.
Ah, yes, a very, very noble purpose of your very noble soul. Only problem is, nobody cares about you. You are irrelevant in the larger scheme of things. Until you start cutting into people's profits. And charity, my friend, is not only unprofitable for you, it's unprofitable for everyone around you as well. Imagine if I just came to Ashar and just gave everyone free food. There will be a couple of noble houses that will want my throat for it.
I can think of a few.
Charity is acceptable only in small doses. A little bit of profit loss is fine when you trade it for good reputation and loyalty, but cut in too much and, well, people will just make you disappear. And then you're suddenly not in power and not in wealth.
Cat's thinking for a minute. He definitely doesn't necessarily believe, like, he believes what he's saying is true, but he doesn't believe the motivations behind it. So you seem to think of high praise of my uncle. What do you see in his future if power is going to cause us problems?
Why would it cause you problems?
Well, the higher we go,
nobody cares how powerful you get. They only care how much you inconvenience them.
Cat's thinking for a minute because he's tempted to play a hand, but he decides to bite his tongue. Well, I've taken up a lot of your time, Peter.
Nonsense. I would actually rather if you spoke your mind. Seems a bit sad to see you back out now. At least commit.
So you have influences or constructions in every town.
Oh no, but I am in discussions with a lot of the nobles. Just two for now. Must know.
Two, including us.
Yes.
Who's the other?
At a lovely little town on the Great Jade Lake. House Kairos, I believe, in the town of Lumen.
Yeah, he knows that was. He remembers that was Damocles' house.
Yeah.
I hope your business affairs with them are as fruitful as with ours.
Mm. They are certainly interesting.
The good kind or the neutral kind?
Definitely a good kind. But I will reserve judgment on how fruitful things will be after we can see the harvest growing, not before.
Fair enough. I hope that our town keeps your interest, and I have many plans to put forward with the town, and I would happy that to have the Melikov Corporation be a part of that for many years to come.
Definitely. We are on the same page on that subject.
He'll stand up and extend his hand. Peter, it's been a pleasure to see you. Please feel free to let us know when you're dropping by next time.
He like nods and will shake your hand.
If there's nothing else, I must be taking my leave. I have many things to do and not a lot of time to do it. So many hours in the day.
Nods. And bid you a good day, my lord, my lady.
Good day, my lord.
I was gonna say
Scott will leave.
you literally could have used your Bene Gesserit to do all sorts of nasty things, but why?
I could have. I definitely could have.
Yeah, but she didn't because she's not really loyal to Scott and Daniel.
It's been a fool's decision to do. Use the Bene Gesserit provided by the Melankov Corporation to interrogate a member of the
No.
Melankov Corporation?
It wasn't to interrogate. It was really just to really
It
put a
would have
start
turned
down.
into an
Think I was interrogating.
interrogation if we used the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah. All right. But he didn't use the Benny Jesuit. He just wanted her there.
Well,
All right. He's gonna go back to Daniel, I guess.
as you both make your way back to the residence house.
I think I want to bring something up just in case I misunderstood. He said he's working with two other houses, right? Outside of Alos?
No, including you. So basically,
Oh,
just
please.
another house.
Okay, so it's just us and Kairos, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who have like active development projects. He said like I'm also talking to literally everyone else.
Okay, gotcha.
Something on your mind?
This Peter was an interesting fellow. Very ambitious, my lord. Scott,
Yeah.
a interesting man for sure. Fun, even I would say.
Yeah. You're gonna see Scott's just kind of like lost in thought. He's listening, but his mind's racing somewhere else.
I cannot say fully what his thoughts are at the very least, but he is a man who seems to want to not just aim for the stars, but the moon, the skies, and everything else he can get his hands on.
Yeah. So do we. We want to see how high we're gonna go. Problem is, when you get to the top, you have to step on others to do it.
And it seems like Sir Peter is very much aware of that and seems to be, I won't even say enjoys it, but aware fully what it means to do that.
I'm gonna talk to Daniel. but I originally thought he doesn't rule it out on how he knows, but it's his. If it's his construction people, it could be a way to set up a spy network. If he knows any information at all, that's on the pretext that he actually knows something, and it wasn't just a turn of phrase. But I need to talk to Daniel.
Of course, my lord. Do you wish for me to accompany you further?
If you wish.
You presume that Dana will want to hear what she has to say, or make sure she's just kind of lied or something like that, so she would follow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this with like that one success, Fiala, you've never felt this ignored in your entire life.
So what was that? I didn't hear that
I was
part.
gonna
Right?
say with one success, you've never felt this ignored in your entire life. It's like you were not even
I
there.
know. I know. I was gonna bring like he didn't even look at Fiala at
No.
all this entire time. Yeah,
Nope, because he's probably a married man.
I don't think he is, but we could try to. Honestly, you know what? He might be.
But yeah.
You don't have to be a married man to ignore a woman.
That's also true. You know what? You're right. You're right, Zach.
You're
There are
right.
many reasons why a man might ignore a woman.
What?
That's true. That's
So
true.
like there's even more reasons why one would ignore a Bene Gesserit, but yeah. So you make your way back to the residence as you go into Daniel's office to report.
And yeah, and we'll be a part of it and be like, and I think if he has work putting others, if he does know the information, if it wasn't just a turn of phrase, it could be possible that through these construction efforts, he could be building a spy network, but I have no real way to be sure.
You can see Daniel will just with a like flare of the hand. It'd be foolish if they didn't have at least some men planted in their construction crew. The issue is not the construction crew. The issue is those people coming with them. Men working on a building cannot tell people what happens inside my palace.
That's fair, but it could be used to bring those people, certain people in, and we wouldn't notice.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Have Dennis do another sweep. I want a more thorough look done at our servants. We've been too busy with just Brick's men. Might be compromised elsewhere.
Yes, my lord.
As you walk away, I will say, Fiala, stay
sir?
for a moment. Stay for a
Of
moment.
course.
As Scott leaves, Fiala, I will. I will ask this of you. I want an honest response. Know that there is no consequences. I understand that this game is played in many ways. Did you know about the attempt on my face dancer and this seeming plot against my head of security?
No, my lord. I was not made aware of any attacks on you or the head of security or Brick. I am merely, sadly, one of the players on here. So, if it was one of my masters, then I was not informed or not considered someone to be told any information. If it is not,
What was your posting
That's
before
something
this?
before this, I merely just did as I was told, watched some people, got us information, had conversations in small ladies' circles to find information.
Yes, that is the
anything else.
question of what your posting was. Where was it?
A small minor house at that. Not on this planet at the very least. Let me know that's alright for the sake, right?
Yeah.
A small minor house. Mostly
Tell me,
just
how did
watching
they afford your service?
do an alliance with my Bene Gesserit. One of the mothers had requested I do such a thing. It was not my place to question her.
This is the first time you've had contact with the Melankov Corporation, then?
Yes. An odd thing, even for me, but yes.
All right. Dismissed. Standing orders are to assist Scott and Dennis if they have need of you.
Of course, sir. She says, does her regular bow and leaves, essentially.
And yeah, just going over the last letters before sending them out.
I think it's just the letters to like Charybdis, right? Like, and
Yeah, that's the Cryptus, yeah.
Oh, we're not sending one the next.
I thought you sent that one.
yeah, but that was like your private thing, right?
Oh, I thought we were sending two, one to next to agree to their squad, to their
I thought you were
assassins.
sending that privately to I thought you were sending that one like privately.
Oh, then yeah, sure. Then I will send that one privately.
Because you were sending the message to Nick, so I thought you were going to send that one privately.
Oh, yeah. Then never mind.
Because you're still technically feuding, quote unquote.
Yep.
So yeah, and what is so the letter to Charybdis is like? Yeah, Face Dancer's dead.
Basically, on the
Come and pick
surface,
him
it is
up.
just.
I know,
surface,
I know what the surface is. I'm just kind of like getting like the actual message.
Basically, yeah. The Face Dancer is dead. We would like to inform the Benetlex to come pick up this fucking dead body.
Yeah.
Or if they want to take the dead body, I mean, hey, as long as it's outside of my house.
Hey, listen, we can always sell. Hey, listen, either you want it or we'll sell it to Charybdis, whatever.
Listen, the reply is very fast. As Charybdis informs you that they will in fact coming to pick up the bodies.
The bodies.
The bodies.
Interesting. I was planning to bring up the brick thing when they got here, but they seem to already know. Interesting.
And I'll say like Nyx will take some while to actually get back because this is a much more of a covert thing.
Yeah, I expect that. I don't even expect an official reply to come back to that until like the day of they're getting here.
So just see. Fuck up the timeline.
Timeline. It's a shambles.
Yeah, no. Imagine that. Couple days later. Oh fuck! Now I have to spell their name. My dreaded enemy. But yeah, no. A couple of days, Charybdis would have a formal visit.
Is Fiona know that Brick's alive now, I assume?
I assume everyone knows Brick's alive.
Okay, because no one told her directly, so sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. If nobody would have informed you, it would have just been like privately informed to you. I imagine that Scott or Dennis did that because Daniel doesn't really care about what you know. I imagine one of them would have informed you, probably Scott.
Okay, makes sense. Gotcha.
Oh, hey, by the way, Brick's alive, and his corpse is also in the morgue, so heads up with that. Bye.
Long blink. Okay, I'm gonna go check on Brick now. Yeah, Jesus. Thank you.
Yeah, so
my booty call's alive? Yes.
Look.
So do you want to check? So you want to check on dead Brick or alive Brick?
Both, if it's possible, Grud.
Unless they give specific orders to keep you out, it is.
No specific orders though. He's not one of the standing people who have like the permission to come in and see the body, but they're told if the Bene Gesserit asks, just message Daniel, and Daniel will tell them.
So first, let's check on live Brick. You find him at kind of like his makeshift office. Surprisingly not drunk. And as he like sees you walk in, he like stands up and then says, "Ah, my lady Fiona, what can I do for you today?"
Hello, Sir Brick. I was realizing I was very lonely and missed to see you, so why not take this opportunity to check on and see how you.
You
I even
know,
brought you some snacks.
thank you. Although you yourself has plenty of snack for me.
Oh, you do know how to flatter a girl, Rick. Want to make sure you're all right. Like I said, I know it's hard work working as the position you have.
It's extremely hard work, but nothing I can't handle. You know, I'm sure you can. You understand how to handle hard things.
Of course, a delicate touch is all it takes sometimes.
Not. Need to
But
keep a
put it all
straight face.
together.
I'm trying as well.
Well, Sir Brick, I had a dreadful idea that something had come down, like a cold or something had come to you, but it looks like you've been enjoying yourself at the very
No.
least.
I'm always warm, my lady. They
That is good.
they used to call me quite the hothead back in the day. Well, probably still am. He winks.
Well, if you ever need to cool down, you can always come by and visit me, you know?
Don't tempt me. I was told I can reciprocate.
Well, if nothing else, I look forward to see your reciprocation, Brick.
Maybe after I finish my shift. I've
That would be nice then.
received some very fine-looking whiskey, as he like points to 2 gift baskets full of the stuff.
Oh dear, another admirer? Should I be jealous?
It's just some corporate dude. The one I kicked the shit out of. Apparently, he came in to apologize. But he shrugs and says, "Some people just don't have balls."
Well, Brick, if you somehow find the admiration of a corporation, that's always good, right? And looks like he gave you quite the stash, too.
I'll not say no to free drinks.
Why would you? Of course. Well, if nothing else, I would love to have a chance to take a nice little stroll with you if we can.
Anytime, anywhere. And he winks again.
She gives a flirtatious giggle. God damn it. As she says goodbye to Brick and immediately goes to go check out that dead body.
Oh, you kind of like go down to the morgue. One of the guards kind of like looks at you and says, "One moment, my lady," and he'll like reach for the comm link as he sends you a message, Daniel, saying that Lady Pax is here to see the dead body.
One moment. Also send him a quick message to Scott. Did you inform the Ben and Gesserit of the matter with Brick? And seeing as he's not here, I'll assume he'll tell me yes, and
Yes.
then I'll inform them.
The answer is yes. I would tell you that I told her that Brick was alive, but also in the morgue.
All right. Then I'll just send them the message back. Allow our access.
Understood, my lord. And they will open the door for you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And she will take time to examine, see if she sees anything of note. Probably not.
Sure, give me an
If it's
understand
someone-
roll.
Yeah.
Spend that threat. Come on. Give us
Yeah,
that threat.
I'll spend that threat, Grunt. Should I just get 4 dice pool, guys?
Yeah,
Yes.
go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not, lol?
Very well then. And
This is the house of winners. This ain't the house of pussies.
Grunt, would this be more? You said understand roll, right?
Yeah.
Or would this be more discipline? Okay.
No, this is understand. Studying a dead body.
This,
And I'll
come
put
on,
it
man.
under.
This is the Dunkin' Donut house. Go. Got it.
I'll put it under. I have one of my nobody speaks the truth when there's something they must have. Can I use that at all?
Yeah.
Or no. And I will use my determination.
Go for
It's
it.
been a fun mystery. God damn it.
God was looked at you and said, "Nah, not today."
No, not today.
I mean, it's a dead body. I'm. What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Well, anything that obviously stands out. Like I said, Fiala doesn't know Brick enough to know if there's anything odd that would point out to her. She doesn't have no measure of him as a person before this all went down. So I can understand if she can't see anything that like, oh, this is definitely odd or anything like that as well.
You have hyper awareness, so
Right.
even with 2 successes, I'll say. I mean, it's a dead body, not pleasant. Just there's like a slight, fun enough, smell. That's not how would you expect a dead body to smell. It's like you would expect it maybe to smell a bit worse, but it doesn't. And you're not sure if this is just the way they're like keeping him cold and in the storage here, or something more at it.
Presumably, with Fiala's background, she does know at least the smell of the dead body. So I think that's something for her to take note, but not enough to really figure out what the heck what this whole thing is. Strange, and more strange. After examining the body a bit, she will make her way out, essentially.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to do before Charybdis arrives in a rather urgent visit?
Oh, I think she would tell Scott what she found. Like I said, it's nothing really worth panicking about, but she at least wants to say, like, hey, this is something I noticed.
So yeah,
The smell was a bit odd.
you find Scott in his office.
Lord Scott, I bring some news at the very least.
Yes.
I took a moment to look at Brick in the basement, I assume. I didn't really notice anything of note, but other than, of course, the smell. I'm not too sure if that matters in any regard, but it was an odd smell for a dead body to have.
What did it smell like?
What did it smell like?
Not as bad as you would expect a dead body to smell. That's kind of like the best way I can put it, because unfortunately I'm not a medical expert.
I gotcha.
Huh.
Didn't have the same rot smell or that most dead bodies would have. I won't make an assumption about if you've encountered your own, my lord, but you know what a dead body smells
Got it.
like. What you know.
He's been dead for
A day.
a day.
Probably less than that. But you haven't done anything to like embalm him or like kind of like just like dump the blood, you know, like morgue. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it there because whatever.
I'm
Like
gonna contact.
you're like the doctor that examined it didn't find anything weird. Like the doctor didn't think it was anything weird about him.
Yeah, but that kind of brings up something in Daniel's mind. He's gonna contact Daniel on a private comm. Daniel, you got a minute?
Yeah.
I think I got
I have
something.
time.
So I think the body in the I think when the face dancers can come back like Havelock, right?
Actually, have their methods.
Okay, so what if he killed himself so he couldn't say anything? And then the Tlax would come and get him and bring him back to life. We can't question him, and they get our face dancer back.
What's led to this hypothesis?
When the Benny Jesuit went downstairs, she discovered a smell, and we wouldn't have used any embalming or anything extra, and it didn't smell like decay. It smelled like some kind of other odor. So what if he's trying to preserve himself, or they take something to preserve themselves, so when they put them back together, it's less work?
I think the brick we have is another face dancer.
I think the brick we have is the real one. I think the one was the face dancers in the morgue. I could be wrong, but
That's what Daniel means by that.
oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that's what yeah.
Daniel's that kind of mention. I sent the message to Charybdis. I only made covert mention of Havelock, but they said they will come up to pick up the bodies, plural. They knew about Brick.
So that means that Talaxi knew about the mission. They knew that they could bring them both back. It didn't really matter. I don't know why smash his face in, but I think
Needs to make it look like an attack. Needs to make it look like there was a fight.
so. What I think you should. I don't know if it's even worth it, but try to negotiate for our pain and suffering.
I have already planned to do that.
I think it's twice the amount for 2 face dancers, don't you?
Yes. Tell the Ben and Gesserit, I want our medical staff working overtime. I want more than just they smell funny for my argument.
Yes, Miller. I will get right on that. I will have Dennis on it too, if you don't mind sparing him.
Absolutely. I think this is more important than we realized. As he'll mention to the comms, tell the Ben and Gesserit good catch.
He'll relay the message to her, and then go get a hold of Dennis.
Yes, my lord.
Dennis, I need you to get the medical staff up and down in the morgue. The Benny Jesuit noticed a smell that shouldn't be there. I'm thinking that he is a face dancer. I'm thinking he killed himself so we couldn't question him. And then the Talassi are going to come and pick up the body. From what I understand from Lord Daniel, he said that they're coming to pick up the bodies, plural. They're wanting to pick them up and take them, so we can't examine them further. We're going to sell them back the bodies, but we need affirmative proof that is what's happening. So I need the medical staff and you to work overtime for any chemicals or anything that can be used as preservatives to find out what's going on.
I will have them examine the body yet again.
One thing, Daniel didn't mention it, but like when the doctors do go down, Daniel will go in there. He is making sure personally that this is being done properly.
Yeah. It'll be like in a couple of hours as they do assemble. Or was there anything else you want to talk, Scott? Anything else you want to say to Fiala or something?
He's gonna say, Fiala. Daniel says good catch, and I say good catch.
Yeah,
This could
thank
be
you,
real
my
big
lord.
for us.
High praise indeed, then. I'm always here to serve.
Scott sighs at her formality and just says, we'll work on that. We'll break you of that habit.
Oh, I forgot. Forgive me.
Scott sighs. All right. Well, I'm not a medical expert, and unless you have a secret talent for it, you're not either.
Sadly, no. The work my work relies more on infiltration than anything else. Not in the dead kind.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's some day-to-day stuff I need to run. I don't know what you would like to do.
I have my own entertainment to take care of. Do not worry about me, my lord. If you us, Lord Scott. If there's anything you need, of course, just send for me.
Of course. And he will go back to his day-to-day grind.
A few hours later, Daniel, you join the medical examining staff as they go back into the morgue and look over the body again. And about half an hour later, there's one of the like your doctor just kind of like looks at him and says, "My lord, there's nothing we can find. I'm not even sure what we are looking for. Everything seems normal."
Do a full autopsy, and then I went to read over the reports. As Daniel basically says that in a tone that is basically just saying, "Do what I say now." Like, I'm not open for discussion.
Yeah, like he says, "My lord, we've done the like how you're free to observe, but there's nothing we can tell you. It's brick by all measurements." And he'll kind of like show you some medical records that they have, and then comes like it's just looks like him, and it's a dead body. There's nothing we found that's out of the ordinary.
Daniel's going to look through the autopsy report.
Kind of like gloss over it. Death by decapitation. A lot of blood was lost. Severe traumatic injuries. Signs of struggle. There was clearly a fight, but that's about it. Otherwise, he just looks like a normal dead man. Everything kind of comes up normal.
Yeah. Daniel's seen his share of dead bodies in his lifetime. Daniel, we're looking over the autopsy report and looking back at Brick's body, and you actually see there's going to be a moment where Daniel is going to. He's still going to be directing the doctors to perform another procedure as he looks closely, referencing also the autopsy report. He is looking for anything that might otherwise look normal, but like just catches him as off with other dead bodies he's seen of people who've died violently, of people who've died in that struggle. Looking for anything that measures to him as being off.
Examine it yourself. You can roll me an understand roll if you want. That's pretty much like a normal dead body.
Understand.
It's just the difficulty too.
Yep. Understand. I'd say this is a duty roll. I need to make sure this is interfering with the mobility of my house. Spend 1 threat to gain I'll get 1 threat to gain 3 die. And let's see. Only 1 success.
Yeah, it's just a normal dead body.
At this point, Daniel will dismiss the guards. Dismiss the doctors. And Daniel alone is going to cut a piece of it off to keep.
Just kind of like you're kind of like a DNA sample. You're like cutting like a size of like a piece of flesh.
Yeah, like going on the go, like getting a sample to keep, cutting off like a piece that where like the cut already is, or like those wounds from the struggle, so it looks like noticeable.
Yeah.
If he can, with hours pass, Scott would like actually to mention something to Daniel.
Yeah, well, Daniel will be finished by evening, as he does look exhausted at this point. It's been a long day.
Daniel, I also had another thought. If they can bring people back to life, is it possible that they could be using dead people as operatives? Hello?
Zaz is
I don't know why he'd say Daniel had another thought to Daniel.
Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Scott had another thought. Scott had another thought. Question. Like, Daniel, is it possible they're just going to use Brick's body to create another operative?
Most likely, they can change faces. I doubt he looked like Brick beforehand.
If the, I'm just gonna do something. I'll meet you in your office later when Cryptus arrives. It's gonna find Brick. I want to ask Brick a very specific question.
do you want to like just bring Brick?
No, Scott's gonna go out looking for Brick and just want to ask him one very specific question.
Yeah, no, you enter his office, you find him whistling a happy little tune.
Brick?
Oh, my lord, I didn't see you there. No. I mean, yes, but I always make time for you, my lord. Like, stands up and bows.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
When I came to you and offered you money, how much should I offer you?
He'll recount the amount you offered him. What? Is this like when you first hired him?
Yeah, when I came to him specifically, how much did I offer him?
This is the memory test. I am failing as the GM, so I will just say how much you.
It wasn't.
Because
It wasn't. Because if this is the face answer,
no, it's just like
it was Daniel who offered it. It was
That's
Daniel
true.
who offered him the money. Scott is the one trying to mess with him.
Was it only Daniel that went in and hired Brick?
Yeah, because I was sick that day, and I got sick of the
That's
second half, so I
true.
wasn't responsible.
That's true. Now I remember. Yeah. But yeah, no, Brick will be like, no, it was this amount, and I believe it was your uncle, my lord, that gave it to me. Quick question.
No, Brick. I was just going over the finances and wanted to just
I was
double
gonna
check.
say, actually, this should have been a roll for him. What the fuck? Ask Brick to do a memory test. Oh my god, he rolled 2 crits. What the fuck? Okay, never mind.
Actually, I know
Jesus.
exactly how much I make.
Yeah, I was like, well, no, Brick should have been about as clueless as I was with this question.
I thought I was being real clever there for a second.
You were until you realized you were asking Brick.
Yeah, but if it wasn't Brick, then he would actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'll say he struggled about as much as I did because he's dumb as shit, and I'm not that much clever.
Honestly, that was pretty solid. I think this is definitely the real Brick.
Yeah. And then he'll be like, "That's all. I was just asking because I'm going over the books for the second quarter."
As you wish, my lord. And he like sits back down and continues humming the tune.
He'll
Damn,
contact
he's
Daniel.
in a good mood right now.
Yeah, I bet I know who paid him a visit. He'll contact Daniel.
You hear, as Daniel answers, you do hear the sounds like cutting, because I imagine this is happening when Daniel was in the morgue alone now.
Scott's gonna make his way to the morgue with that.
Do you need something, boy?
Yeah, that Brick is the real Brick.
Good to know. Wasn't able to find anything with the doctors on the second round. Cutting a piece of this fucker off so we can keep it. If they notice it's missing and somebody comes back to take it, that's our fucking answer. And you can tell, like, this is actually, like, Daniel doesn't swear, by the way. This is very, very, very out of character for Daniel to be swearing.
With that, Scott's gonna just make his way to the morgue and make sure Daniel's all right.
Yeah, you find him. He's just finished, just collecting some DNA samples from the body.
Yeah, this is the first time Scott's even seen the body.
It looks
Uh.
rather clean cut, but it's still a decapitation. And I'm not sure if you checked the murder site before they cleaned it up, but it was quite a lot of blood. You would have to be a very good swordsman and have a very strong arm to just do it like this.
Possible. There were 2 face dancers. Actually, is Havelock's body still around?
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't like, somehow a switcheroo. It's everybody else has. I'm just gonna look over it and just see if there's anything out of the ordinary. I'm just gonna scan it, just like, whoa, what the fuck? Because I'm pretty sure that this is the face dancer. I'm gonna go with my original theory that this is a person killed. Daniel, what did the report say?
Death by decapitation, severe amount of blood loss, signs of struggle. Otherwise, shows up completely normal, untampered with. Why I'm keeping this, as he shows the piece, like the little bit he's cut out and now has like in an actual like tube. This is our insurance. If it goes missing, that's our answer. If we test it, we know, and this confirms that it was a face dancer. We have insurance again. And Daniel goes to wash his hands, which you'll see that even with the glove, like parts of his hands are bloodied because it's very clear that he made very quick cuts.
I have some aggression to take out there, my lord.
I don't like this, boy. Nobles, criminals, merchants I can deal with. Benetalaxu face stealers, Ben Gesserit witches.
I'm assuming
what I've dealt with before.
I'm assuming the report's just laying around at this point. He's just gonna like thumb through it. I was under the impression, and probably the false impression, that face dancers could only change their face, not their physiology. Like, they can grow men and women's parts, but I didn't think they could like take away that, like, what was it, the sack or whatever Havelock was telling us about.
What sack?
That thing that he tried to filter the poison through.
Did he ever tell us about that?
I thought he did.
I
thought that's how. I don't remember. I thought he did because that's what we were trying to help him get through.
All I remember was like he literally like changed his body shape to like ingest the poison, but not like let it spread.
No. All right. He's thinking about it.
As far as if what this analysis shows is that it's not that they just look like the other person, they literally become the other person. Close enough that medical doctors have no fucking clue. There's no way to differentiate these people. Like down to the DNA level. And yeah, no, this is extremely dangerous. Maybe this is why everybody's scared shitless of these people.
If they become a problem, we'll beat them like we always do. Just another problem.
Like, yeah, you could probably check to see if Brick still has his like original quirks. But Brick's a simple individual. What about the guard next door? What about a random servant? And
what about you?
Yeah, I don't know everyone personally well enough to be able to
Yeah.
even tell.
Yeah. Daniel washes his hands. He just runs the hands through his hair. Bantalaxu are going to acquire a different touch. If they could be defeated, somebody else would have defeated them already. group like that doesn't get tolerated if they don't have the means to protect themselves from threats greater than us.
We have years, Daniel. We'll figure something out. First, build our strength. Everything else will fall in place eventually.
You can see. Daniel walks past you and says, "Meeting with Cryptus will be soon. I'm still going to ask them why they're interested in the body of my head of security."
Yeah, I was originally going to advise we bluff them and let them know what we know, but no. Whatever you used to do, I know it will be the right call.
Daniel is going to walk out.
As you get your affairs in order, later that evening, Fiala, you do hear a kind of like hard knock at the door.
Goes to open the door. Hello.
Open the door. You can smell the cheap cologne comes off of Brick. He's there just kind of like smiling. He has picked a nicer shirt. It's what he has. It's like, I believe you offered a walk around the premises, my lady?
Yes. Thank you so much, Brick, for meeting me. She will. She's wearing something very much like loose and comfortable, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
He still stares. It's fine.
She will grab his arm and everything like that. Please lead the way. You know this place better than I.
Yeah, she'll begin giving you a full tour of the house grounds. As he like begins just kind of like clearly trying to impress you, as he like dramatizes everything he does here as either extremely difficult, only that most skilled and hardest man can handle this sort of job. As you eventually pass through the courtyard and but I feel like I you know a lot about me, my lady, but I don't know anything about you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that is true. What is it that you wish to know?
Well, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like dancing, if that helps. I like knitting as well. Anything mostly to keep me busy, my hands.
Well, I don't know how to dance, but I have sewn my pair of pants once or twice.
It does take a bit of a soft touch for the sewing section. As nothing else. Like I said, anything that really keeps me busy, I do enjoy.
Well, I mean, I could help you out with that. Keeping you busy, I mean.
Oh, you would. Any thoughts then? Suggestions?
Oh, I do have some very wonderful whiskey back in my room at the far end of the West Wing Palace.
Oh, you do, don't you? You did get quite a prize, didn't you, recently?
Yes, I have checked. It's very expensive. You might even enjoy it. About as beautiful as you are.
There's I want to actually try to roll to understand this, to insight this guy for a second, Gordon, if that's alright. Just
Sure,
just a little bit
sure.
here. Like, it's
Sure.
probably the same, but
You can give me whatever discipline or understand or communicate, whichever you prefer.
okay.
Difficulty
Like I would.
one, I guess.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. Look, don't you make fun of me? I know it's fine. Give me a second. And is it alright if I use infiltration just in case?
yeah, I
Grant, is that
mean,
alright?
what the fuck are you infiltrating?
You're right. Shoot, that's what espionage like it. So
His heart.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a fucking
Sorry.
open gateway.
yeah.
Yeah, so he did just compare you to the whiskey bottle, and you realize why. It has a very interesting shape.
Okay. Look, I gotta make sure. You never know who's the face dancer out here.
Listen, if this is a face dancer, my god, do they do good acting lessons. Compared to this, Havelock was a fucking wall of stone. Like, this man is just... He's using a lot of words. They may be shitty, but there's a lot of them.
Well, you know what? Why not? It might be a fun time and nothing else, right?
His eyes light up at me and says, I promise I can give you the best time of your life, my lady. I've never heard any complaints before. Kind of like dresses
well,
up his shirt a bit.
I hope not to be disappointed, Sir Brick. Let's lead the way to the whiskey.
And yeah, he'll actually walk you all the way back as he opens the door to his quarters. And you can tell that this room has been recently cleaned. And yes, there is in fact several whiskey bottles unopened from the expensive gift from Peter. On the table with glasses, everything there. There's even kind of like a makeshift bouquet of flowers that have been put in a vase. Now, these are flowers you can clearly tell that have been snapped from the front yard of the palace. But it's there.
That's fucking cute as hell.
I think Brickcut doesn't have a game. Get ready for this shit.
You know what? You're right, Gret. How dare I question him?
And yeah, he's just gonna like pull up your chair, just pour you a glass of whiskey, and just try to kind of he like slides his chair not on the other side of the table, but like kind of closer to you, and this will be the MO to try and get closer and closer to you until you just basically either push him away or just go for it.
Now, Grunt, we ball.
Hey. Yeah, no, he will make he makes moves, Fiala. Gonna go all the way.
Why not? This is the most fun she's had all day, outside the dead bodies everywhere.
This I'll make a note. Brick's happiest day of his life. Yeah, he is your undying soldier now. He will lay down his life for you. If this was VTM, he would be your retainer. Meanwhile, a couple of days as the time moves. Well, I say a couple of days. By that, I literally just mean like 1 or 2 maximum.
Every day, by the way, I am going to go. Daniel will go down and look at the body of Brick in quotation marks to see if
that's what I said.
more decay has set in.
It's literally just 1 day. I think they literally like move really fast. As you can like check it in the morning, you know that Charybdis's entourage will arrive. I guess you don't meet them at the transit station. You just wait for them.
I will go to meet them, and it's very important. I'm keeping the bodies of Brick and Havelock separate.
Yeah. So, do you take anyone with you as you head to greet them? They arrive at like 9 a.m. And no, the Brick's body still looks fine.
Take the I bring my house heir, of course, because this is ostensibly still a meeting with our patron house, and Ban Jesuit's meant to be good at reading people, so bring her along.
Okay. As you three and some guards show up at the train station, you do see coming off the platform. You see Lord Charybdis himself with like several people. As he's kind of like looks at you, nods, and approaches and says, Lord Elias,
Lord Charybdis.
please show me the way.
Of course.
And yeah, he just doesn't really say anything else the entire trip.
Yeah, Daniel doesn't make much small talk either. At least not yet. We're here for business, and the business we have is best discussed inside the palace.
Yeah, give me like a second.
Walk lock? Book lock?
And he's seeing how many assassins are in the way. $16, $17. So, Red, got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
If it's not Starbucks, is it like Cookie Crumble?
I plan to defend my bakery here. Yeah, we'll call it more Cookie Crumble. Like I said, it's a bakery slash cafe. We don't sell microwave foods. How dare you?
No, but like, is it more cafe or more bakery? Like, if I go in, is it a bakery that just happens to sell coffee, or is it a cafe that just also happens to sell bakeries?
I think it's more bakery that has cafe.
Okay. So is it like a Dunkin' Donuts?
I will literally murder you. I don't know how you trying to fight this me right now, but I think I will murder you.
I only pick
Jared's
on
salty.
I only pick on my friends, right? I only pick on my friends.
Like, you thank goodness I don't know where you live. I'll burst through that door right now.
I'd like to see you try. Like fucking Batman just kicks in my window.
The roof. You just didn't know it.
Yeah. I am on the top. Nope. You would have to go through one more floor. It would just be like, what's that noise? What's that? Huh? Boom. Call it Dunkin' Donuts again, Tick. Boom. Call it Dunkin' Donuts again. Boom. Sorry, Red.
Look, I'll find a way. I know a guy.
You would. I know you. I listen. I don't doubt that, but my dying breath will be Dunkin' Donuts. You know what the funny thing is? It's gonna fucking explode. I'm calling it now.
Look, we're here for a fun time, not for a long time. You know.
I'm telling you, it's gonna like go planet wide. I'm calling it now.
Look, I just hope it doesn't start selling poisons in my cakes. That's all I can ask for.
Didn't you guys want? Oh, didn't
Oh,
you
no.
guys want to be like an infiltration house or something?
Yeah, we're doing that. We're still getting that. Our program, our second phase of our program is in the works. We set up our military, and we are building up our spy stuff. So that stuff was already put in place, which is what I was looking for.
I'm just saying, set up other businesses. You become famous. You sell pastries to other nobles. The nobles want to bring in your businesses, and then boom, you have an in.
Yeah, I always wanted to look forward to that. Like I said, I'm not too sure what Peter's getting out of this, but something.
I think Peter's getting the satisfaction of being able to make people wonder what he's getting out of it.
Could be the case as well.
I think if Scott and Renee ever meet, we're both gonna
And
have
I
a
can't
mutual.
believe Scott fell absolutely into his trap. Damn.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong with me. I'm feeling the fucking L here. You don't need to remind me.
Yeah, it's Rianne. Don't worry. Well, I'm gonna let Tick figure it out eventually. Once we meet, then I'll correct it.
Yeah, it's the Midwestern in me. I can't.
You're all right. I'm not too
It's
upset about that.
It's like when I was talking. It was like when I was talking to Hazel, and the fact that she's from California. She would just say things, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't understand your lingo.
Oh, no,
Oh, God.
that's all right.
It's everywhere. Water to get on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
nothing else. At least Rianne left the conversation with Peter with like very impressed by him. He's literally like he gets it. It's like the best
Yeah.
mindset to have.
Problem is, Scott's probably spent too much time with Daniel, and Scott's own paranoia is kicking in. It's like you don't do nothing you don't do all this for nothing.
Maybe you do.
Like,
What if you do?
no.
Rianne is gonna build her own pantheon, just like not Rianne, but sorry, Fiala's is like, you know what? I'm gonna build my own pantheon. This guy gets it. He gets it.
Brick is built different. Brick is just built different, man. Brick
Brick is, yeah.
deserves
Brick
to
is
be there.
also a surprise. You know
Brick
what? I was.
is- Mhm.
His days are still numbered.
Oh
No.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
No,
Unless,
no,
listen, unless this man Jesuit proves herself so fucking useful that like I will spare him as a favor to you. No, his days are numbered.
I
look,
believe.
I don't
Yeah.
think I can take Brick with me when I leave the post, so
No,
I don't
I
think that's
believe-
gonna work out that
No.
way.
No,
No.
you can't.
Yeah.
I want you to know the
Which
second
is why
he leaves,
I mean, listen, hey, you could always stay here.
I believe.
How-
I believe. No, Brick will
Daniel
survive.
very obviously doesn't fucking like you, but like, do you think Daniel's not gonna try to keep a fucking Bene Gesserit in his court? Damn, that shit's useful.
oof.
I mean, look at Brick. Listen, look at how much he survived. Look how much he fucking dodged death.
No, listen. If Daniel
It was
doesn't kill
very
him,
funny. It was very
That one.
funny.
Be the first time when you just like you all both like we're gonna kill him today, and then like we can't kill him. God damn it!
once this thing is
Quite
over,
literally, the universe is conspiring to save this man's life. This man doesn't know how lucky he is. He will never know how lucky he is.
he's just like
It's one of those moments, completely unaware to you. One of those moments when you only realize, maybe years down the line, how much the universe bent over backwards to save your life.
I just want you to know, either after this war or shadow whatever, and everything's calm, his life is over. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, if Daniel doesn't kill him, Scott's gonna kill him for incompetence.
Look, right now, Fiala as a character is not emotionally invested in the well, you know, sometimes it happens. You know, the life we lead is very dangerous. She's enjoying herself while she can. Who knows? Might find another friend to hang out with.
There are many
Okay.
more bricks in the city.
Listen, Scott's trying
It's a
to
whole
be
city
friends.
full of bricks.
It's a whole city full of them. It's a whole gang of just bricks. Scott's trying to be friends, but it's like you keep being so formal.
Look, Fiala was trained very well. Like I said, she'll eventually call you. She'll probably call you Lord Scott. Do you want her to call her Scott or Lord Scott? I just want to make sure I know.
It was just, like it's funnier that it's Lord Scott because it's just Scott being like, please just call me Scott, and you're like, yes, my lord. No, Scott. Lord Scott it is. Got it.
God, this is so funny. This is really funny. Because Scott's like, no, just call me Scott. Meanwhile, if you ever did not refer to Daniel as my lord, he would tell you that only Dennis calls me Daniel. You will not call me Daniel again.
Yeah, I think Fiala, while she doesn't know the full scope of Daniel's mindset, she gets the roles they play. She's like, oh, I know exactly who these type of guys are.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that, Daniel. It's to me the funniest thing in the world, and I have no reason why. Every time we're mentioned in a comment so far, Red's like, "Oh yeah, so he's the tyrant king, and you're the likable prince." Got it. And in their own session, Damocles is like, "Scott's a stand-up guy, but that Lord is a criminal."
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, people don't have to like me. They just have to respect me.
But the best part is you haven't done anything.
No, it's not that he's done anything, but you can tell like that's the guy you know who's
It's how
behind
he
the work.
carries himself. Like the
Yeah.
second he knows he can be open, like the man carries himself like a crime lord.
Let's say,
Because that's what he
excuse me,
is.
he hasn't done anything. He literally confessed to orchestrating an assassination.
Assassination. Yeah, it's important to note.
What?
What?
Look,
Who
I'm
else
just,
needs to know that?
look, I'm just saying. I don't think
The
Daniel will
one
do it. But
accusing him of being a criminal.
look, I don't think Daniel will do it. But if Daniel ever like took out a hand and demanded someone kiss the ring, like Fiala would be like, yeah, I understand who he is. I'm not saying Fiala doesn't
No,
think he's like,
Daniel only does that if somebody needs to be put in their place.
yeah, like Fiala's
And even
background.
then,
he knows.
he'd only do that if he knows that the person would actually do it. Like, he'd never demand Brick kiss the ring because that's how you ensure Brick's going to revolt. That's not how you put Brick in his place.
So with
Yeah,
Fiala's background, she knows who you guys are, or at least gets
I'm-
the gist.
I'm done with cleaning.
Book lock.
Dogs barf. The mega barf.
A flat.
they-
That was a nice little reference back to Bucharest season 1.
Yeah, she ate her own shit earlier and now she barfed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
dogs.
wonderful smell.
This was every
And-
session in Bucharest season 1. Every session was interrupted by book lock.
God. I was like, nah, I'm sure it will be fine. It wasn't fine. I was like, oh god,
Uh,
the smell. Oh, now I understand how your doctors feel. Jesus, I can roleplay them perfectly. So yeah, the fuck, you're meeting Charybdis. I can roleplay Charybdis perfectly now.
Yeah.
I'm in the mindset.
Leading them, taking them to Havelock spotting.
As as you walk in the past, I don't, do any of you even try to like talk to this person or like anyone, him or any of his advisors?
I'll leave that to the Ben Jesuit and the heir.
Scott, small talk, like
They're completely
Hi, how
silent.
are
They're
you?
almost like ignoring you.
awesome.
I love how Grunt entices you just to tell you how interrupt your sentence. They're ignoring you. Fucking the L's taking.
Stop. He's already dead.
What about Fiala? Does Fiala even try to make small talk?
I don't know, Grant. I feel like that was an answer for Fiala right there. Like she sees Scott try there, just be just like fuck you.
They just
Like-
they're not even like they just ignore him. Maybe if
Yeah.
I could ask like a pointed question to Lord Charybdis, he might give you like a 1 or 3 word answer, but that's about it.
Yeah, she would go up to Scott like, "It's all right, my lord." Just give her a pat on the back, I guess.
Scott doesn't even react. Just stone face at this point.
One of the advisors does eventually kind of like as you arrive at the residence and you begin walking inside, Raphael and Daniel walking up front, the guards kind of like behind you, and kind of like the advisors, 2 of them walking a bit behind Raphael, and one is leaning a bit more back and looks back at you. You can kind of like see all of these 3 advisors, by the way, have their like faces kind of obstructed by kind of like a mask and a hood. But the third one kind of like looks at you and says, a very raspy voice, says, "I do apologize for my colleagues. They are not accustomed to much social interaction."
It is fine. I can understand. I hope we haven't caused any problems for you and yours in such short notice.
No. It is quite all right.
All right. Yeah. So this is our first time going through this. So how does this usually go for you guys?
We collect the dead bodies and we leave. Quite straightforward.
All right. So what? Like, if it's not too formal, what happens to them after incineration or what? Recreation?
So it's just kind of like, I have no idea what you speak of.
Yeah. I don't know either. I'm just making small talk at the moment.
We are not used to such time investments.
All right.
As they are kind of like walking inside, you're going to the morgue. As
Yeah.
Raphael just looks at Havelock's body as the guard opens the doors and you kind of let you all in. And then looks at you, Daniel, and says, kind of like leans in a bit and says, I would request that you dismiss all guards.
Daniel will, the gesture, dismiss them from the room.
As the guards leave, Raphael turns to the rest of you as he like nods, and the servant who was talking with you, Scott and Fiala, does take a step forward and kind of like takes off his hood, revealing some rather bald head. As and he kind of like removes the mask. Daniel, Scott, I believe you've seen this man before, if you can call him a man. This is Kosh.
The face dancer gave us the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
As he kind of like touches the body, just kind of like checks it out. And where is the second one?
Kept separately. He's just in the other room there. I was going to ask, but this confirms the question.
What question is that, my lord?
Well, it was two questions. One, how Cryptus knew there were two bodies when I only implied the one, and why he would be interested in my head of security.
We keep a close eye on all of our assets. I would like to know what happened here as well.
Yes.
Fortunately, I am not, I would say, responsible for the interloper. I must offer my deepest apologies for any sort of inconvenience that might have created.
The inconvenience was more confusion. But Daniel will leave the room and escort Kosh to see body of brick.
Meantime, the other two do actually just kind of like bring out the body bag and stuff the body in, and place it on a targ and pull it after. And yeah, Kosh gives you very weird vibes. Fiala doesn't really pay much attention to you though. And
Yes.
as you kind of like walk into the room where brick's being, at least a fake brick is being held, walks in and looks at it, just nods and gestures for the men to start packing him as well.
Oh. And I will pass you on to this. The man that killed this agent, rogue or yours, I don't really care. Told me to pass the message along that House Hollow will not be pushed around, abused, something to that effect. Told me to tell our masters it, and I can only imagine he meant you.
Like, takes a moment, almost like thinking about nods and says, "Thank you for the message. Will monetary compensation suffice for this unfortunate series of events?"
Yes, monetary compensation will be more than enough.
Very well. And he kind of looks at you, looks back at Scott and Fial and says, "May we have a moment to talk in private, my lord?"
Of course, Yala, Scott, dismissed for now. Wait outside.
As they also like kind of like bag Brick's body and they'll kind of like leave the room as well with you.
Scott stands outside. He starts pacing. He doesn't like being. He doesn't. He just has a bad vibe.
As you left inside with Bennett Alaxio, you see him pull out a device and he like kind of like places it on the table as it activates. Looks at you, Daniel, and says, "You may now speak freely. I was quite surprised to see a witch in your service."
Yes, thank the Melankov Corporation for that.
Hmm.
It was a gift I could not refuse.
There's been quite a lot of those recently for you, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm taking it in stride. Must be doing something right if every secret organization, mysterious brotherhood, etc., wants to plant something in my court.
I will say this, my lord. There is a clear division in your road ahead. I can recommend you take the wise path, but that will be left up to your discretion, of course. You may accept our apologies and, well, we'll make sure to reinstate Havelock back to his fully functional self and ensure that his failure will not be repeating. And we will cut ties with this corporation, razed whatever construction site they've built to the ground. We'll make sure to divert compensatory funds and relief aid due to such an unfortunate disaster. You will also send the witch away. They're never to be trusted.
I know that well enough. It's a delicate matter. While some of it can be arranged immediately, to fully disentangle myself from this corporation without causing offense will take some time. But it will be done. And I don't know if you want to make me have me roll because Daniel is lying.
Says, well, the alternative is to be in bed with these liars and deceivers and just pray that you won't be stabbed in the back eventually.
Daniel nods at that.
You can make me a discipline or communicate roll to try and like. For a communicate role, I would like you to like kind of like bring the conversation over to your end, maybe, and like distract him. Not just be like yes or no.
Yeah, as that is stated, yeah. Daniel will pretty much just do a long form of saying that he agrees with the advice, but pretty much the distracting note is that there is more trouble to this than just telling them to, leave and burning the construction site, that there's a proper way to do this. And basically, Daniel's just trying to make it seem like I agree with you, but don't expect this to be done immediately. This will need to take some time to disentangle properly.
Yeah. Feel free to roll me. It'll be a counter roll. Too bad I have so much threat to tap.
Yeah, communicate. Say this is power. I'll use my focus deceit here. Use determination. You know what? I will go ahead and 1 threat buys me die. 2 more threat buys me 4 die. There we go. And roll.
Damn.
5 successes. And by the way, I can re-roll one of those die because of bold, because I bought the threat, which I'll do. Still a failure. So still only 5 successes.
Successes. I guess I'll just roll for him as well. Damn. He fucked up. Actually, no, because... I don't think he... Oh. If it's underneath the skill you have a focus on, does it have to be underneath, or can it just be like the same value? I think it has to be underneath. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'll find one. No, I think it has to be. Damn. Yeah, I'll say whatever. He
Most gracious.
nods and says, "Yeah, it's very well. I pray for your wisdom, and Havelock will return in but a short while."
Daniel will nod, and he'll, as like the last parting words before I imagine the device is turned off.
Yeah.
I will not forget. It is with Talaxu's aid, I have my title, and with Talaxu's aid, I think I might rise further than I would with merchants and businessmen. Just like a final thing in there of like, no, yeah, I'm putting my cards in your hand, basically.
Yeah. He'll nod. And eventually, the kind of like Scott, you see Kosh exit as he bids his goodbyes and goes. Lord Charybdis will also say his goodbyes as they both leave.
Yeah.
And yeah, before like it takes about half an hour, they are gone.
What are these dice rolls appearing for?
I'm testing to see if I can like get it to roll a focus. Damn.
Yeah.
I'll get it eventually.
But yeah, as he leaves, Daniel is going to whisper to Scott and Fiala. Well, he'll actually whisper just to Scott. Have a meeting in my office. I'll go get Dennis. Leave the Band Desert out for now. As he says that, he'll look to Fialia and he'll tell her that, well, regardless, good work getting something out of this. For now, prepare for the mission at the spaceport.
Grunt, would I be able to roll to see if I hear any of that with my para-bindu conditioning at all?
Yeah.
Or my
It's
awareness?
dead silent. From what they're talking. Yeah. With hyper awareness, you can just buy threat. Honestly, technically it says you have to use momentum, but I'm willing to just like do the like a threat trade for it.
Buy threat. Do it.
Yeah, I'm willing to buy threat.
More
Grunt.
XP.
Yeah. I think it's like 2 threat, right?
See.
No, it's hyper awareness. Yes.
It is. I wouldn't have won the game if I didn't. Well, I don't think I would have won that if I didn't buy threat.
Yeah. So I'll give you one. I'll buy 1 threat, and you can kind of like over here.
Okay. Okay. She won't make any indication that she heard anything, but she will nod at Daniel's words. Of course, my lord. If you have no more need of me, I will retreat to my quarters.
And as he's walking away to go get Dennis, he will send Scott a message. Basically, just send Scott a message. It's a simple thing. I'd imagine it's like it's like a sentence he would have sent, and it's an inconspicuous message, pretty much like asking, how are you holding up? How are you doing? That I imagine would be the code that Daniel would send people when, like, hey, the guards are here, so our communication is going to be going low tech, talking face to face, basically. So just telling him, don't send sensitive things over electronics anymore.
Yeah. Going much more old school, I guess.
Yep. So yeah, Daniel will go into Dennis's office. And basically, just gonna have a chat with him. I'm not actually gonna end up arranging a meeting. That was something I told Scott to, because I knew the Ben Jesuit would probably overhear that even if I whispered it.
Scott's just in your office waiting for the meeting. That's never going to happen.
Yeah. And I mean, basically, just going to inform Dennis of what happened. And that. Well, Dennis, basically just informing Dennis that, like something like he's not even going to inform Scott of the entire plan. Basically, we are reaching a crossroads of how long we're going to be able to balance these people. But that essentially, him and Dennis are going to have to look for avenues, because we are going to play this game as long as we can, but we need to be ready to firmly land on one side when riding them both becomes impossible. Like, he'll tell Scott that we are siding with the Malenkov Corporation, absolutely. But between him and Dennis, we're going to ride this out as long as we can while getting the most leverage we can.
So, my question is, are they actually going to pay us, or is our payment just Havelock the Trader?
Probably gonna pay you.
They fucking better, because the guy that they're sending back has died twice.
The monetary talk, that was just in case there was anyone listening in the morgue. Let's be real here.
They keep sending us this useless face dancer. It's
And
not gonna work.
after tell that to Dennis, going to actually go to the office and tell Scott, sorry for waiting. Dennis won't be joining us. He's a little busy, so I gave him the brief rundown. As Daniel is going to turn on music, which, Daniel doesn't really listen to music, but he turns it up, and he turns it up loud, and he'll take you into like a corner of the room. Laxu want us to cut our ties with the Malenkov Corporation. They want us to send the witch away. We are not going to be doing that. The Laxu have proven that they are not proper business partners. In the past, tying ourselves further to them is a mistake, but we cannot cross them openly. I've told them it will take time to decouple ourselves from the Malenkov Corporation. We can't do it overnight. But we are going to have to work out a strategy, our exit strategy from our relationship with them. And it's important, boy. You're keeping this to us. I've told Dennis a similar plan, different. But he does not know exactly what we're going to be doing, what we are going to be doing. He could be compromised. Any of them could be compromised, which is why we are going, just like the old days. It is us at the head of the operation. At the end of the day, we trust each other.
Yes, sir. So what's our plan? We literally just saw that they can get to us if they wanted to. What do you think? Build up our counter-insurgency network?
Best of our abilities. We have the people from next coming. And I want you to let it slip to the Ben and Gesserit. If you didn't overhear what me and Kosh were talking about, I'd be surprised. They have their ways. I want you to let it slip. Let it slip to her that I am undecided. That I'm hedging my bets here. Perhaps you are worried about her. Perhaps you think that you're closer than you are. Have a crisis of conscience. You seem like the type of boy who would do that. Have a crisis of conscience over a pretty girl. Just let it slip to her that she needs to be careful. That I am unsure of where I will fall at the end of the day, but that I am still unsure that her interests are not directly imperiled yet.
Yes, my lord.
Good. Trust that you handle it well.
I will not fail you in this.
That Daniel will send him off and turn off the music. Turn off the music, as Daniel will kind of mutter. White noise. No value.
Well, as you, Scott, you find Fiala presumably in her quarters by now?
Oh yeah, she's mostly just doing what she normally does, which is either knitting or reading a book. Just passing the time, really.
Scott will knock on on her door.
Oh, Lord Scott, hello. Is everything all right? Something else to take some time?
Yeah. I need to. It's been a hectic couple of days, and I was wondering if you could help me relax and just hang out for a bit, have a few drinks.
I was not. I'm surprised, my lord. I was expected to be asking that request of me, but sure.
I don't have many people I can talk to.
Oh, a conversation. Yes, of course.
Uh, it's not going to get back to other people, and if it gets back to them, like as you saw, the Malikov Corporation doesn't really think highly of me, so it doesn't do them any good getting dirt on me.
Well, I can't say for sure what the machinations of the Milenkov Corporation could be, but if that is what you believe.
Yeah. So, do you mind if you're not busy? I know I saw Brick happy as a clam earlier, and I don't want to. If you're doing something, I don't want to.
Don't worry, we've already had our fun time. We can have a conversation. Do you wish to go for a walk, or would the room be all right?
No, I think going for a walk would be nice. Get some fresh air.
Very well then. Let us go for a walk.
You'll have a servant bring like whatever bottle of wine they have or whatever.
Have a few drinks in the inner courtyard.
Mm-hmm. Try to come off as a lightweight.
Why don't you give me like a communicate roll? I feel
Is this
good.
persuasion?
Yeah, could be. And I want Fiala to give me also a communicate roll.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm gonna buy a 2 threat or a 3 threat with that.
Okay. Fiala, you also want to buy like a bajillion. Just all of you buy threat while you compete against one another
Yeah.
rolls.
Do it.
This is
Give me XP.
yeah, farming
Is this
XP
towards-
system.
Is this towards the end of the session?
Yeah.
Would this count as furthering the house, bringing glory, or bringing?
I
well,
wouldn't say so. I don't know. How's this bringing
Well.
glory to the house? You flirting with the Bene Gesserit?
Grunt, will this fall under nobody speaks the truth when there is something they must have, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'll buy threat. I guess buy 1 dice of threat?
Okay.
That's what's going on?
All right, you roll first. I want to know how much I.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Go, roll. See?
Gonna say, you have hyper awareness. I don't know why you keep refusing to use it, but yeah.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. Like, I don't even, you're right, Grunt. I think, let me double check a look at it.
Hyper awareness.
Grunt lost players and forgetting their abilities? More likely than you think.
Yeah, well, basically, it means I have to spend momentum to obtain
Yeah,
information, and then I
but-
can ask 2 questions.
But I'm a nice GM, and I let
Oh.
you buy threat instead of just spending momentum. So you can just buy 2 threat and ask me questions.
You know what? I will keep that in mind, Greg, because I've already wasted my chance to use it. So
Yes. So yeah, no, he's definitely no brick when it comes to drinking.
Oh, my lord, what seems to trouble you? You seem to be in a bit of a uncomfortable position.
Well, I just, it's my uncle. He just makes things complicated. But I want you to know that he was told something, and I just want you to know that he's maintained his neutrality with whatever groups. You know what I'm talking about?
How about you spell it out for me, my lord?
It's it's just Ken seems to be real. Sorry, the Talaxu just seem to want us to work with them, and ignore other factors. And I've just like, the Melenkov Corporation, but Daniel wants to maintain a firm neutral connection, has been decided and has remained undeciding.
Mm.
And I want you to know that you're, no matter what, you're fine. You'll be fine.
Ooh. Very well then. Fiala is going to ask, like, well, is that what your Uncle Food believes? That he will decide to play both, stick with the Molotov Corp? I'm very happy about that. Do you believe that's what he wishes to do? And she is going to use the voice on Scott.
Can I try to resist that?
Give me a second. So. So yeah, you must roll a communicate roll, and you, Scott, will have to roll a discipline, I believe.
Not my greatest. Not my greatest at all. Actually, it is absolutely my worst.
So when you roll communicate, you can buy more threat to add like a number of successes. So
Yes, I know. I would like to do that as well.
I'm going to buy more threat. I want 2 more threat.
damn, I feel like you found the loophole. Be more
Is
threat
there any
and
way?
suddenly just
Grunt will never spend threat if we just keep doing this. It's like,
Heraklion
yeah,
will just
Grunt.
like spontaneously combust.
I forgot about the voice.
The
I had to shoot actually
Sardukar
use it on
just
me.
shows up on the fucking planet for no reason.
Oh my god.
So
Is there any way?
yeah, I
okay.
mean, yeah. So how much threat are you first of all buying, Red?
3 points of
Yeah.
threat.
There we go. So just roll me a
I'm also
communicate,
buying-
and you'll have like 3 automatic successes on top of whatever you roll.
Would lying to her and essentially the Malakov Corporation further our house in any way?
Yes, because I think that was specifically what Daniel kind of like instructed you to do. So
Yep. So I'm buying a determination.
you're using it, the one you had, yeah.
Yep.
And I think I would definitely use the nobody speaks the truth when there's something they must have situation too.
That's the
Alright.
ultimate showdown. Go. If Daniel buys any, not Daniel, Scott buys. Listen, I'll want to say ties go to like the active player. So this case, it's not like it's not dominate, right? But it's like presence. So you will kind of just tell her what she wants to hear.
And what does she want to hear? Like, where do I think he'll fall?
Her question is this: do you really believe essentially, like, do you really believe your uncle will basically fall on that side? Essentially, like, she's basically asking you if that's what your uncle really said. Trying to be subtle about it.
I think if push comes to shove, he'll go on the Malakov side.
Well, that is good to know, though. Do you have some doubts about that in any way? Do you think he has some doubts about that?
No.
Well, that's good to know. The Burleys, I do enjoy being here, and I would hate to leave so soon.
Yeah, we would hate for you to leave too. You've proven to be very useful.
I'm happy about that. I'm glad, actually. If nothing else, this has been a very fun assignment so far. A lot of exciting things I've never had happen before has been happening. So this has been a new experience. At the very least, have you any doubts? Do you have some fears about the Benedictaxi that have given you reason to doubt their ability for you?
No. No, I have not. I have not really formed much of an opinion of on myself, but I have not been disappointed. And wait to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it's understandable. They are a wily bunch, at the very least, so doubt the common thing. Especially since they seems that there was a surprise from both you and Lord Daniel about Rick's, well, whoever that was. I assume you were both unaware of your visitor.
No, not till he played his hand.
And sometimes an ally who seems to not trust you as much can be just as dangerous as having a knife at their back.
Agreed.
Well, I'm glad to hear it at the very least. If you, for some reason, I am to be dismissed, that would be sad, but I understand this is how some things with the dice may fall.
Yeah. You know, yeah, it would be sad to see you go. We don't. We value your skills.
It's useful to have a Benedictus around, even though there's a little bit of that, Dennis definitely doesn't like me, though I do hope to one day win him over. And Daniel definitely doesn't seem to trust me, which is understandable. It would be odd if you didn't.
Well, they're old men of a previous generation. You know how it goes. They're set in their ways.
We all set in our ways in one form or another. Comes from the lives we lead, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what about you, Scott? What are your feelings about it? You haven't spoken much about the idea of having a witch in your midst.
I don't really have a thought on it. I think that I think where our houses prove that people can be more than the labels put upon them. Nobody thought a bunch of smugglers could be part of a house calling you a witch. You haven't done anything openly to hurt us. I have faith in people. People are what make up things that become great. I think you are an asset, and I would like you to stay, and I would like you to generally want to stay. But I also understand that you are working for the Melikov Corporation, and there will always be until that happens, there's always going to be a barrier. But I have no ill will to you. Maybe it's youth or naivete, but I don't know.
I think this is the first time Fiala just kind of like laughs for a second. What a nice, charming political answer you gave me. I love it.
I have to be a politician. No, I think you are extremely beautiful and very, very dangerous. But I don't think you're either one of those. I don't think you're dangerous to me specifically.
What a very dangerous thought to have, my lord.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this has been a very nice evening at the very least. I wish I would brought some music. Would have loved to have a nice dance.
Next time.
Yes, next time, I believe.
Oh, I've taken up enough of your time, and I don't need the guards talking to you. Breck and getting into it.
I'm sure they'll be fine. People will talk regardless of what you do. Why not control the
Talk.
narrative a little bit?
Talk is very dangerous in my line of work.
Very well, my lord. You have a lovely evening, and will you need help getting back home? Or back to your room?
Nah. This is nothing. Go. I'll be fine.
Right?
Very
Back
well.
home, you are still within like the palace.
Yeah, that's why I said I
Mhm.
meant to stay a room. I apologize.
Yeah. Go. I'll be fine. Go have fun. I'll
Very
get
well.
back to my room.
She gives Scott a bow before making her way out, more amused than anything else.
And when she is out of sight, he'll just turn the comm on and turn it off to let Daniel know that he did it. And then he'll soberly walk to his room.
So this was a very pleasant conversation. I don't know why I keep calling you Daniel. Scott, you you don't really understand what the whole fuss about is. This woman is lovely. She's charming. She's polite. It doesn't really surprise you that Brick is in love with her, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, yeah. As you make your way back to your quarters, as you open the door to your room and walk in, close it behind you, realize off to the side, there's like a man sitting leaning against the wall, dressed in kind of like some black gear covered with like a cloak, like a completely like a helmet. You can't really see his face.
I was wondering when you were going to get round to me.
No, this is Fiala, unfortunately, not you, Scott.
Oh.
Um,
Hey.
so Fiala, you see this man as he like gestures for you to close the door.
Oh, he does close the door like, "It's a surprise? I've had a lot of callers today. How may I be of service, sir?"
There's like a chuckle that says, "See, you've made yourself comfortable."
Oh, quite comfortable. And nothing else.
So, what do you think of these people? Are they gonna side with the Telaxu or no?
I believe that they will fall for the Molotov Corporation at the very least. From what God has told me, it seems there's been a bit of friction with their previous employers.
Hmm. Listen, they fucked out. They fucked around and found out. No, they're not the only ones that can use their enemies' ways against themselves. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? Hire one face dancer to kill the first one. Just come around and send the message myself.
A very bold strategy. It looks like your results were, well, it went the way you wished.
You saw the master. How riled up was he?
Now, is he talking about Scott or the Benetalaxin?
He's talking about the Benetalaxu.
If nothing else, he seemed very eager to grab what he believes belongs to him. And
Did he talk to you?
No, he did not. He made it a point not to. He did talk privately with Lord Daniel at the very least. I believe that's what started this whole domino effect.
In fact, Fiala, he did talk to you, like not to you, but he did talk to Scott on the way there, kind of like through the house.
Yeah,
But-
outside of like, we are not used to social interactions. Was the only
Yeah.
thing they gave. Yeah.
They're afraid of you, you know.
Well, I'm sure there's a good reason for it. There's always a good reason for it.
I'm afraid of your order. I know who
Oh.
you truly work for, my lady.
I do it as I am bid.
Mm-hmm. Send my regards to your revered mother. But in this fight. I assume they will be more than interested to prevent this planet from falling underneath their yoke.
Oh, I see there's a lot of mechanisms going on then.
Mm.
I'm sure my mother would be very happy to know that.
Any more
Yeah.
questions? Or you have everything here you need to help these people survive this battle?
I believe I'll be able to do the right tools to properly be of assistance at the very least. And there will always be questions, but for now I'll be able to hold myself together until further notice.
Now that they know you're here, you're the first on the death list. Be careful.
Ooh, exciting. I will do so.
Kind of like
Thank you for the warning.
says, do you actually say "ooh, exciting"?
Yeah, she does.
It's like, I assure you, being stabbed with a blade is quite different than what you are used to.
I want to. I don't think I can really insight roll this guy. He's wearing a mask and nothing else. So,
I mean, what are you trying to like incite him on?
well, he's saying being stabbed by a blade will be different. I assume. It's like, what do you mean by that? What does that mean? There's only one version where it bleeds out. There's there something else I should know? I guess Fiala would mostly ask, like, well, being stabbed is usually a same in every whichever direction you get it from. Is there something else I should be aware of?
Just keep your hands off of the family nobles. If I hear that you've messed with any of them, what little protection I have flies out the window. For God's sake, clear that whiskey disgusting smell. Disgusting smell of whiskey. And he like stands up and like starts walking away.
Very well, good sir.
As he'll kind of just open the door. Have a good night, my lady. And we'll close it behind him.
I think Fial would just go and turn on a nice little music box before having a book and laying down before going to bed today.
Yeah. As well, Scott, you retire back to your room. Daniel, are you actually sleeping tonight? Just gonna stay paranoid.
This is another night Daniel staying up. In this case, he is keeping himself occupied, going over ledgers, going over reports, working.
You hear it in the distance. It's a loud explosion coming from the construction site. As you kind of hear on the comms, apparently there's been a rather severe working accident, and one of the buildings has almost completely collapsed. And there's panic, there's wounded, there's emergency services just going there, kind of like to help the chaos. And with that, I think that will be the ending scene.
Well, I don't know. I hope the taxi didn't do that thinking this would force my hand, because it did. It will force me against them.
I guess we're going to
Daniel,
war
like,
with the
Daniel was
Falaxu.
not. In fact, if I was a conspiratorial man, I'd say that was somebody else who did that because the Clash couldn't have such a bad read on Daniel to think that would work.
Oh, yeah. You mean people who just don't communicate well? Yeah. Or it was supposed to be a threat, and I don't think our house takes well to that.